So the PlayStation 5 has been out for a little while, releasing in of course November of 2022. So you would think it's a little bit early to start talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro and PlayStation 5 Slim. Yet here we are. Let's talk about it. Now to begin with, I'm going to work on a longer video that I want to have edited properly, so it's gonna take a little bit for me to do that because I'm not the greatest in editing. But the PlayStation 5 Pro and PlayStation 5 Slim are of course already rumored to be released at some time in the future. I just want to talk about the potential power increase, but also of course what we can see and what we can expect for the PlayStation 5 Pro and of course PlayStation 5 Slim. But also of course a little bit about the design, what I really want to see when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro. So I made a concept related to that and showcasing both the PlayStation 5 Slim and of course the PlayStation 5 Pro. That's released on my main channel, Concept Creator, but I will use it in this video to showcase my vision when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro and of course the PlayStation 5 Slim. Let's begin with a rumor that we have to take with a pinch of salt. No, a teaspoon of salt. No, let's take a real big spoon of salt. Because according to TCL, the PlayStation 5 Pro is coming in 2023 or 2024. Which is a very wide guess. 2 years from the beginning of 2023 till 2024 and the end of it. Therefore, as stated, take this with quite a bit of grain of salt. But what can we expect for a potential PlayStation 5 Pro? What do we want to see different? Now, let's begin with design. Design isn't an easy subject, even more so when we look at the PlayStation 5. A very beefy console, even more so for the Drive version that seems to be pregnant with a Blu-ray player. But if there's a PlayStation 5 coming, we can easily expect a size increase. While engineering is growing and set part can possibly be made smaller, the Pro always has an increase of power, negating everything that you can expect when it comes to the size itself. And there is no reason to believe otherwise when it comes to a PlayStation 5 Pro. The size will definitely increase, so my concept will reflect that as well. I think the hardest part, however, when it comes to it, is making it look styleful while retaining the PlayStation 5 look. For instance, if we look at the PlayStation 4 Pro, we can simply see that we have an extra cut of pie in terms of design. They simply stick an extra part on top of it while making those parts a little bit thinner, but still an increase in terms of sign. But that simple implementation wouldn't work for the PlayStation 5, simply because of the size. Making it thicker alone just would look bad. Now of course, in terms of power, the PlayStation 5 Pro has some great specs behind it. It has a 3.5 GHz 8-core AMD Zen 2 CPU with a GPU that has 10.3 teraflops, 16 GB of RAM and of course 825 GB of SSD memory with of course support for an NVMe M.2 slot. But what can we truly expect for the PlayStation 5 Pro? Well, for one, having 825 GB of internal memory sounds nice, but it's full pretty fast, when games can easily go up to 100 GB or above it. Not to mention that this size will keep increasing. The more powerful PCs we have, the more data can be put into a game to make it run. Therefore, the size will keep increasing. And it would be great to see an upgrade in that, because simply put, you kinda need it in the future. I doubt, however, that we will get an NVMe.2 drive installed, even though it would be amazing to see. Now in terms of power, there are a lot of great AMD CPUs out there. Both of my PCs are powered by AMD, but let's look at the PlayStation 4 Pro for a bit. We can see how much increase we got for that one. And we see an increase in terms of CPU of 30%. The power, however, for the PlayStation 5 Pro is mostly down to the GPU, doubling the power that you got with the regular PlayStation 4. So, can we expect the same for the PlayStation 5 Pro? Somewhat. The PlayStation 5 CPU is for instance based on a Zen 2 Ryzen 3700, and they can possibly easily base that new CPU on the Ryzen 5700, which shares a decent amount of similarities, but in terms of power it is of course more powerful. It's however the GPU that becomes harder. Now the PlayStation 4 Pro, as stated, has double the amount of GPU power compared to the PlayStation 4, the regular version. And if that would be the case, I'm all in for it. Do I truly expect it? Not really. I think without a doubt we will see a good increase in terms of power, but going at it with numbers is just a lot of speculation, which for the GPU market I don't want to touch because of my lesser knowledge in that field itself, even more so with the current GPU market. Either way, the PlayStation 5 seems to be closing in according to rumors. However, that's just it. There are rumors, and that includes of course a potential PlayStation 5 Slim. Well, the PlayStation 5 Slim wouldn't be an increase in power and more toned down version of the PlayStation 5. It is a hard pill to swallow when at current times it is almost impossible to buy the PlayStation 5 straight from the store because of scalpers. Either way, what do you expect for the PlayStation 5 Pro and of course the PlayStation 5 Slim? What do you hope they change, and do you own a PlayStation 5? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon and of course leave a like. Have a good one and talk to you guys in the next.